is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with some quick rookie potential lottery pick, Josh Green. I wanted to continue doing this just to give you guys how I feel about certain players and where they can fit in the NBA. So I was like, you know what? I got basically the big names, but it is some other players that show that they can be contributors, especially in the lottery. They have some upside to be better players, and they also have the skill sets to be impact players, which is important. You need guys that can fill a role. You need guys that can be specialists, and you need guys that still can have some type of upside, even though you still picking them so late in the draft because you're not getting them in the top 10. But I think Josh Green is one of those guys that you know what he is and you know what he can do. So you don't really have to change him that much. You don't really have to fix him. You just allow him to excel in the role that you give him. And then you just allow him to grow within the team system and scheme. I think that's very important because I don't really see Josh Green becoming a superstar player just because he doesn't have the athleticism. He doesn't have the ability to do multiple things. Scoring, yeah, he can hit a floater. Yeah, he can knock down threes pretty good. He can always step in and get a mid-range going. But when it comes to creating shots, he's not great in a pick and roll for creating others. He doesn't really handle the ball well enough to become one of those guys where the jump shot is just amazing. Because if you can create space or you can create the ability to get a clean look at the basket, then you become one of the better players in the world just because you can always get to a shot. Josh Green, I don't know if you can rely on him to do that consistently when he's out there playing, but he is a guy that if he plays with other great players, I think he can be a steal in this draft just because you know he can make certain plays like making the extra pass, delivering the ball to the right guys, knocking down spots when they open, getting out in transition, and just filling the lane, filling the three-point shot, and just being a guy that can really just fit. And those are the type of guys that you do want because you know who they are, you know what they bring to the table, and you know exactly what position you need them to be at on the court and positionally. And I think that it is important to have players like Josh Green in the draft just because sometimes you don't always need the superstar. You don't always need the playmaker. You just need a guy that can knock down shots. You just need a guy that can rebound. You do need those skill set players. And Josh Green has shown that he is more than just a three-point shooter. He can do small things that can impact the offense, that can help break down or open something else up. And you need those type of players when you have in the range that he's going. A lot of these teams can use a player like Josh Green just because they need that extra scorer. They need that extra shooter. They need that extra playmaker that can just read the defense and react and make the simple play. And when you look at teams like Minnesota, they can use a backup guard. Orlando, they can use another shooter. Portland can always use another guy that can contribute, even if he might not get major minutes. It'd be good to have a guard to play with Simons on the bench that can knock down threes, knock down a floater, and score off the ball. I mean, on the ball every once in a while, and that just allows you to have more comfortability in your bench and knowing that you have a guy that can do those type of things. Even a team like New Orleans, I don't see them having a problem getting a guy that can do what Josh Green brings to the table. Sacramento, they can use a guy like that because we don't really know what's going to happen with Bogdanovich. And Buddy Hield been coming off the bench. He's been starting. We don't know what that role is. And San Antonio always pick up guys like this in a draft where they may not be the best athlete, they may not be the best scorer, but we done seen them pick up guys like Marco Bellinelli and those type of guys that you know that they can get a shot. You know how to get them open, and they always keep the defense honest because you have to pay attention to them. Plus, you using them with other players to be basically a distraction to allow your stars to do what they do. But also, if they make a mistake, you know you can count on Josh Green to keep moving, or Josh Green to be open to knock down those shots like a Robert Horry also. And those guys have shown that they have had big impacts on winning. And even the Bucks getting Dante DiVincenzo is a guy like that too, where you pick him outside of the lottery, inside of the lottery, and you get a solid guy that can give you 15 to 20 minutes and can make an impact on the game. And I feel like Josh Green can definitely be one of those guys in this draft where you pick him and you're not mad, you're not super ecstatic, but you know what you get and you know what he's going to do when he's out there on the court. And it's a lot of guys in this draft that are like that where they might not have the upside of a superstar, but that's why I said this is one of them drafts where I might not get the superstar, or nobody might not get a superstar out this draft. It might be only 3 of them. It might be only 4 of them. But at least you know you're getting quality players, and that's why a lot of people, even me, say you might want to trade down in this draft, get a couple role players for $3 to $5 million, bring them off your bench, give them 15 to 25 minutes, and you know exactly what you're getting. And you might already have a superstar like Minnesota with D'Angelo Russell Towns and Portland with CJ and Dame. You might not be looking for another superstar. You might not be looking for another great player. And having those guys available throughout this entire draft, yeah, you're not going to get that superstar player, but you might get a guy that complement that player. You might get a guy that can really be a spark plug, a guy that can be a difference maker, a guy that can be an impact player. And Josh Green is one of those guys that I see. You know, he understands the game. He understands where to be. He understands his game when it comes to, you know, knocking down threes. He shot 42% from the field, but you're not asking him to come in and be you know, important piece to your team like he was in college. They needed him to do a lot of the things that he did, and he never really strayed far away from it. He never really tried to be something that he wasn't, and that's a perfect type of guy that you'll want to draft in that 15 to 25 range, and you can still get a quality player instead of just getting somebody that doesn't come overseas or come to America when it was overseas or don't really pan out at all. At least you're getting something. At least you're getting a player you can trust. At least you're getting a player that you know what he is and what he brings to the table, instead of just getting a bust or a guy that don't even play in the NBA 2 years. So I think Josh Green has upside to him. I do think he's a fun player to watch. Obviously, shooters are a hot commodity in the NBA, especially the ones that can be 6'5", 200 pounds already coming into the league. So I'm interested to see where he gets picked. I'm interested to see where he goes because I see a lot of teams that can use a 7th or 8th guy that can do what Josh Green can do. But then again, it's kind of sad that we don't look at Josh Green as a superstar, but I can really see him being an impact player for a long time. I can see him being a journeyman if he can't get past his rookie extension. Once it comes available and he's healthy, I can see him being the guy that can be a Reggie Bullock. I can see him being a guy like a Marco Bellinelli that a team knows what he can bring to the table. They don't mind paying him a couple million to come in and really make a difference when he's on the court and make winning plays. And I think Josh Green has done that so far, even in college. And I see him translating to the league and having that type of, you know, career where he might become an all-star a couple times or he might not. But a lot of people know him, a lot of people respect him, and a lot of players gonna love playing with him. And a lot of those type of guys are good for the locker room. They become good professionals. They have the right work ethic, and guys just love playing and being around them. And they always trust them in those moments, or they trust them when they on the court with them to do what he does best and make the right play. So guys like Josh Green is very important, but it is a lot of guys that are like that in this draft in that range. So he's going to be competing to get drafted above those guys where he can make more money and get to a better opportunity where he can possibly make a playoff spot as a rookie. He might not have the biggest role on that team, but he can have a chance to have a chance to win something special depending on where he goes. But like I said, the competition is going to be like that in that 15 to 25 range, where it's a lot of 3 and D guys. It's a lot of bigs that can have those type of impact roles, and it's a lot of wings and guards in that range where they can be just as good or be a little bit better than Josh Green or have a little bit more flaws, but they got higher upside. So those are going to be the guys he's going to be competing against to get drafted when it does come to after the lottery and teams decide who they're going to pick. So Josh Green might not have the highest upside. He might not be the greatest player, but he knows what he is and he excels at that. And that's good enough to get him drafted in the lottery to me. And even if he don't, I don't really see him being a bad player in the league anyway. I do see him being a guy that can have a good role on even a good team, even a playoff team. And that might come true depending on where you get drafted at in this year's draft. Other than that, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that liked on Facebook. Also, like the video if you already liked the video. Thanks for the love and the support. If you haven't, like and share. Also, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. That will be in the description. That will be in the comment section below. I want to start making content on there that differentiate from this channel, so that way you have a reason to check out the website, and it's fun anyway, and it's free. Also, check out my Spreadshirt. Like I said in the beginning of the video, there you can find a whole lot of different merchandise you can buy. You can also buy merchandise through my Facebook page. I got shirts and on there, and you can pick the color of the shirt, pick the color of the logo, change it anyway, message me and I can get it shipped out to you. But other than that, I make videos just like this, discussions. I talk about free agency, trade deadline, playoffs, the draft, preseason, summer league. I got you covered. I also do breakdown footage of legends. I break down footage of players and rookies, and you can check that out on my channel. So if you like this video and you like my older videos, subscribe and become part of the family. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm out, and I'm a guy that like Josh Green. I can see him being in the league for 10 years and having a productive career. Will he have the best, greatest career out of the draft? Maybe not. But I do see him being a guy that can have longevity in his league, and that's a good thing for him. And it's going to be a good thing for a lot of teams that decide to give him a chance. But other than that, I'm gone.